Birria loaded fries. Yes, yes, and yes. Yo, when I tell you this is so good, I don't know, I feel like that's an understatement. Guys, this is delicious right here. So good, and I can't wait for you to try it out yourselves. And you know I'm about to show you how it's done. So let's get right to it and let's get started. And if you haven't already, give your boy a follow on Instagram at Whip It Up with Jay. So these are the ingredients that we'll be working with today, and don't you worry at all. Everything will be down in the description box so you can have this same deliciousness at your house too. Okay, so we are going to begin with these dried chilies. We are gonna just tear off the top, get all the seeds out of this dried chili just like so, split it down the middle, get everything out of it, and we're gonna continue until we have all of these cleaned up. And in the meanwhile, you want to go ahead and get a pot of water to a rolling boil, because we want to kind of soften these up a little bit, because you know these are all dried up and hard and whatnot. Boil them in that water and they're gonna be nice and soft, so we can kind of blend them up with everything else, so we can have that good old sauce to season up our beef with. So go ahead and toss them in that boiling hot water. You're just gonna let it go for maybe about 2 minutes or so. Like I said, you're just looking to soften them up a little bit. And once that 2 minutes is up, you're gonna go ahead and grab your blender. I'm gonna go ahead and toss in my onion. I'm gonna toss in some tomato. We're gonna toss in some garlic. I love me some garlic. And like I said, everything will be down in the description box, so don't worry, everything will be there for you. Next, we're gonna toss in some chipotle peppers that are in adobo sauce. This is what you gotta be careful with. The other stuff is mild. This is very hot. I put 2 of them, but you can only put, I recommend just use 1 if you don't like nothing too spicy. We also toss in some black pepper as well as some chicken bouillon. And then we're tossing in those dried chilies as well. You don't really have to add any salt really, because you got a lot of sodium coming from the chicken broth that we're using, as well as the chicken bouillon. There's a lot of sodium there, so you don't really have to add none. While it's cooking, you'll kind of taste it here and there, and add a little salt if you want to, but you don't want your stuff to be too salty. But this is the consistency that you should be looking for after you're done blending. Here I have about 3 pounds of some beef pot roast, and we're just gonna cube them up into some nice sized pieces. Once we have them all cubed up, we're gonna toss them in our Dutch pot. You can also use a slow cooker if you want. It's all up to you. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and get all your beef in your pot or your slow cooker. And once that's done, go ahead and grab that and dump it right on top. All right, get it in there. And we are gonna also add a whole bunch of beef stock to this as well. Actually beef broth, it's not stock, there's a difference. This is beef broth. I'm tossing in right on top, and we are gonna let it kind of sit there and marinate for a little bit. We're also gonna toss in a couple Springs of Thyme, and we're gonna toss in a couple leaves, a couple bay leaves into this as well. And you could top this off, marinate it overnight, which I actually did. And here we are the next day. I have it cooking at about a medium low, and you're gonna let that beef go for about 2 to 3 hours until it's nice and tender, falling apart. All right, here we are moving on to our fries. This is while our beef is cooking. I went ahead and skinned our potatoes, and I did chop them up into some nice sized French fries. Now we're gonna dump them into a cold bowl of water to get rid of all that excess starch. You could let it sit in here for maybe 20-30 minutes and kind of empty it out, rinse them off and whatnot. Once that's all said and done, go ahead and get them out of that bowl, dry them off, and we are gonna fry these just for like a little bit, kind of like a halfway cook on these french fries. This is what we're doing to get a nice crisp on it. This technique works wonders. So like I said, we have our oil to about 350 degrees, and we are gonna fry these until they're about halfway cooked, not all the way, maybe about 3 to 4 minutes. All right, 3 to 4 minutes. Once that time is over with, you're gonna go ahead and dry them off on a napkin and let them cool down to room temperature. Once they are cooled down, we are then gonna toss them in the freezer and let them sit there for a good while until our beef is fully cooked. All right, this is how you should be looking once you have them all on a napkin, cooled down, dried off. Like I said, toss it in the freezer for, you know, for the meantime while the beef is doing its thing. At this moment, our beef is pretty much fully cooked and our fries are pretty much frozen. So now we're gonna go back, get our oil back to 350 degrees and fry them until they're nice and crispy. And this is how you should be looking when they are just about done. Nice, golden brown, beautiful, crispy, perfect french fries. Yo, this is so good right here. I am a french fry lover, and I believe damn near everybody is. Who doesn't love french fries? You know, and you tell me you about to make me some loaded fries? Come on now. Next level right there, all right? So go ahead and get all of your french fries out of the oil. Once more, drain them off. And while these are hot, you want to go ahead and salt them up. Don't forget to sprinkle a little bit of salt on these bad boys. And look at what we got here. Perfect, beautiful, crispy exterior, soft on the inside french fry. Gotta love it. So simple, but so good. Now let's move on to that beef. This is how you should be looking once it is done. Wow, the aroma in the house. The aroma is so amazing. Smells so good. What I'm doing now is transferring over the beef to a separate bowl so we can bust this beef down. We got to break it down, shred it apart. And when you get your beef oh so tender, shredding it apart is something very simple. You know what I mean? It simply falls apart. Grab yourself a spoon and just mush it up. That simple, that easy, because it is that tender. All right. So good. Come on now, look at what you're seeing on the screen. This is good right here. All right, so our beef is pretty much all smushed up, all shredded apart. Now it is time to assemble our loaded fries. Okay, so go ahead and get you a oven safe container like I do on the screen here. Go ahead and dump your french fries in there. Go ahead and grab that good, well seasoned up Birria beef and pile it on top. Make a little bit of a mountain right there. You know what I mean? Pile it up, pile it up, pile it up. Now, once we have our beef there, we are gonna grab some mozzarella cheese and layer that right on top as well. We're gonna turn our oven to broil, and we're gonna get this in there for just maybe 1 to 2 minutes, just so that mozzarella cheese can melt oh so properly. As you can see, it's all melted up now, and we are just sprinkling some onion on top as well as some freshly chopped cilantro. And guys and gals, there you have it. Straight up goodness. And don't forget to drizzle a little bit of that sauce right on top as well. Come on now. You ready to go? Get yourself a fork, dig in, go crazy, go ham, and enjoy this amazing dish right here. I'm trying to tell you, this is bomb. This is far from your regular loaded fries. This is loaded fries on steroids on a whole nother level. Hope you guys try it out. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.